Rube, that was a great sports night on Monday night.
It was. And, you had to make some decisions.
Tough decisions. And I missed some things that I didn't want to miss from flipping back and forth.
How did you go about it?
My number one, once it started, was the baseball game, which didn't have to be because there was a whole baseball game after the baseball game. And then I was watching Monday Night Football, and I was sneaking in a little bit of the Sixers game.
See, I went about it a different way. Sixers are always going to be my priority. And it was a tough call, but I'm going Sixers first. And it was a good game. They're playing really well. They're a fun team to watch so far. They won that game without Embiid. The kid,
so you're prioritizing a regular season Sixers game over
I'm
Game
Sixers
3
guy.
of the World Series?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have – it's been a fun series. I don't have a real, tie to the Blue Jays or the Dodgers. I don't really care that much. So it's not like I hate either team. So I was going back and forth. But then, I just love watching Mahomes too. So, once the Sixers game ended, and that was a 7:00 game, so that was over early. I watched a lot of the Chiefs, wanted to see the Chiefs, and, division team. So you want to see that a little bit.
See that play where Marcus Mariota, in his head, was going to hurdle somebody?
Yeah.
That was very funny.
Wasn't real smart. I think Troy Aikman was like, what are you doing? Troy Aikman had a great line when somebody on the
Let's give Troy Aikman his flowers. Troy Aikman's good.
Oh, he's terrific. Yeah.
He's just so steady and solid.
Been.
Yeah.
But somebody, I think, on Washington got into a little shoving match with somebody on the Chiefs sideline, and they were both really big dudes. And Troy goes, I'm going with the guy with the helmet. It was pretty funny. But yeah. And then, obviously once those were over, I went to the baseball game. I did not last 18 innings.
I did not. I lasted 11, and I was like, I have to go to sleep. We're going to be back in the office in the morning.
Yeah, I had to leave thanks to I-95, the nightmare. I had to leave at it. By the way, there's a broken down car at the bottom of the ramp to Broad Street going southbound on 95. So, hopefully by the time you watch this,
giving live traffic
that's
updates
right,
on a podcast that people are listening to days later.
Right, exactly. But 95 was a nightmare. So I couldn't make it 18 innings. But great sports night. And they used to have picture-in-picture. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have that anymore. But if I'm watching two things, I can't watch either. I can't focus on. That's why I don't do well with Red Zone. I just like to kind of focus on one thing at a time. But I was going back and forth between all three, but mainly Sixers. And then during commercials, I'd go football, and then a little bit of baseball in there.
This is the Eagle Eye Podcast, by the way, brought to you by Nissan. If you can't tell, it's the bye week. The Eagles are 6-2, which is, we're going to play some games today. We have this hat games here in front of me.
We're going to play the hat game?
Every number rostered Eagle, and we'll go through that and just give some thoughts. We have some midseason awards, but Rube, what are your overall takeaways from the first half of the season? Because if I were to tell you the Eagles are 6-2, they're relatively healthy, and you didn't know all the ins and outs of what happened in those first 8 games, you'd be like, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, they've had a minefield of a schedule, and they've got some really tough wins. I think the fact that they've gotten to 6-2 with this schedule, with some serious injuries, not serious, but knocking guys out of games, and haven't really played well up until the second Giants game.
I'll give them the Vikings game too.
Vikings game played very well, but really for much of the season they were not playing well, and so to be where they are, and you look at the division. They almost clinched it. Nobody else has a winning record in the NFC East. The division's not good, so I think they're in a really good place considering that they just haven't played that well. And that speaks volumes, I think, to Nick and his ability to kind of guide this team through bad times and good times and adversity and keep them focused when things aren't going well. It's a real skill that he has. And we've seen it time and time again. When things aren't going well, he's the guy you want because he's just going to – I can't say he's going to stay calm, but he's not. But he's got this – ability to get guys to really stay focused no matter what's going on around them. And I think that's really valuable. So 6-2 with the way they've played up until recently, I think is really impressive.
When the Eagles play the Giants, is that the only time he is the calmer coach?
Oh man, yeah, and I think Daboll. I mean, to the point of really affecting things. Like I think he kind of loses control. Like Nick doesn't. I mean, we've seen Nick kind of lose control, but he kind of gets back to where he needs to be most of the time. He's been better at that. Daboll, I don't think you're helping your team when you kind of lose it like that. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still there.
I think he's surprised. I think everyone's surprised he's still there.
Yeah.
Now he's got to try to sell everyone that he's the right guy for Jackson Dart and try to save his job.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It might happen.
And by the way, on the Giants topic, it was really cool. The whole, Scatterboo had a surgery here in Philly. I guess it was Sunday night. I guess it was right after the game.
Yeah, emergency surgery Sunday night.
I know Dom went over there with some cheesesteaks for him and stuff. And I think a couple players visited him and sent messages to him. And he put out a statement just thanking the people in Philly. And, he got a big ovation when he was getting carted off. This is a tough rivalry. And I just think it's been really cool to see the back and forth and the interaction. It's all been positive. He really appreciated the support he got here in Philly, but at the game, from the fans, from the players, from Dom, and at the hospital. It's tough, and I don't know. The Giants would usually, a team would keep somebody back here with him, like a support staff guy. But you're in a foreign city.
Yeah, his dad was at the game, so I'm sure his dad's with him.
So it was just really cool little side thing, because he went through. I mean, that's a horrible injury. We wish him well. He's the kind of player that Philadelphia fans, they're going to hate him, but they're going to really appreciate the way he plays.
Yeah, you respect it.
Yeah, no doubt. He plays tough. He plays hard.
He plays like a lunatic.
He does. And, just hope he comes back healthy. And I saw somebody posted I just hope he comes back healthy and better than ever so I can hate him again. And but it was a cool little thing that happened. Yeah. Yeah. So throw that out there.
Good. Eagles at the bye. So we're going to play a little game here. We have some midseason awards to give out. And we can just jump into this and we can kind of let the conversation flow as it does. But who is your offensive MVP through 8 weeks of the season?
Well, I got to go with Jalen. I don't think there's a whole lot of candidates.
I went with Jalen as well.
Who would be second? I mean, I think Lane's played really well. Mulata for the most part. Devontae has done everything he could do, but I think it's got to be Jalen.
I mean, there are other candidates. They've had, I think, one of those tackles or Devontae or even Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, hasn't had the volume. He's had the touchdowns. But I think it's got to be Jalen. He's kept that thing together, and he's had stretches where he hasn't been good. I mean, he had a half where he didn't complete a pass, but through it all, he's
Isn't that amazing that happened?
And they won.
It's unbelievable.
It is, but I think through it all, I think this is where his kind of flat line really helps. I mean, he keeps everyone calm around him, and he's such a natural leader. Like, he doesn't try to be a leader. That's the worst thing you can do. He doesn't talk about being a leader. He just does it. You see him on the sideline, like you saw him with the defensive guys on Sunday. Yeah. It was really cool.
I want to interject a little bit though, because he does. There's a lot of thought that goes into the way he leads.
That's fair.
It's natural, but it doesn't come super easy all the time either. Like, he's very cognizant of his actions, of his words, because he knows the rest of the team is watching.
I think that's fair, but I also think it's very organic. Like, he doesn't force it. And we've all seen guys who do that, come out and sit at their locker like, I'm a leader. Well, he's not. We don't talk about his locker, but I've been really impressed with his ability. Like, the stats are great. I mean, he's one of only two quarterbacks in history to go into week 9 over 70% with 15 more touchdowns and one or fewer interceptions. Drew Brees did that in 2018.
Yeah, let me go through his stats real quick.
Yeah.
He has completed 70.2% of his passes for 1,677 yards. So not a ton of yards, obviously. 15.
It's over 200 a game.
15.
Last year was like 183. Sorry.
15 touchdowns to 1 interception. Passer rating of 114.4.
Highest in Eagles history through 8 games. I think Carson was 109 in 18. Yeah, he's been really good, and he's not making mistakes. He's still taking too many sacks. I think it's a product of the way he plays. You're gonna have to live with it.
Yeah, there's sometimes like the sack he took in week 8.
He was just setting up Bigsby.
Yeah, that was a 16-yard sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those aren't great. And I think some of the ones like where he's running out of bounds, like just truck it away. Don't take a 3-yard loss there.
I agree.
But yeah, for the most part, he's been so efficient. And it's not a surprise that they lost the 2 games where he had maybe his worst performances.
Agree. Yeah. Yeah. He's playing his best football right now.
What are the chances he pushes his way into the actual MVP race?
It's crowded, but yeah, I mean, if he keeps playing the way he is, and people that vote for it are looking for guys on winning teams for the most part, yeah, he'll be in the mix.
I'm looking it up now to see who the top candidates are.
I mean, I think Daniel Jones, I think Jonathan Taylor, are guys that you look at. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's got 15 touchdowns. Drake May, Bo Nix, Dak is going to be in the mix, although he had a bad game. Myles Garrett's got 10 sacks, but who's he doing it for? James Cook's having a big year, so I think those are the guys. I think right now, Daniel Jones might be in the lead, but and Jonathan Taylor's having like a Saquon year, but if Saquon didn't get it last year, Jonathan Taylor's not going to get it this year.
You're probably right.
But I think those are the main guys.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah, he should be. I'm looking up. DraftKings has Mahomes at the top, Josh Allen, Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, all
Goff's
shorter odds
huge year
than Jalen Hurts, who's next. But yeah, like right in the mix there.
And Mahomes, I mean, did you catch any of that game? I mean, but in the second half, and the interceptions weren't his fault. They're batted balls, both of them. But I mean, he makes some throws just across the field, across his body. Just like nobody else can make those throws. He's so much fun to watch.
He's always been fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's been so much fun to watch that it got annoying how many people were telling you how fun he was to watch, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
The pendulum swung, but now I think we're back to the point where we can just appreciate how good he is and some of the special plays he makes.
If you had to vote right now, like first half MVP, who'd you vote for?
Daniel Jones. I never thought I'd say that. I think it would be Daniel Jones.
I think I would agree. 71%, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks, 109.5. Passer rating.
I think Drake May is one who's really intriguing.
He's been so good.
Yeah. And maybe that's just me just excited about a new guy in the mix.
Yeah. Well, there's a few of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Jones, like you would have laughed if we said that a year ago. Jonathan Taylor, 850 yards, 5.9 average, 12 touchdowns in 8 games for a team that's, 7-1.
Yeah. So, it's going to be tough for Jalen to win the MVP this year, but you look at the numbers after half of a season for a 6-2 team. Yeah, I mean, if he basically doubles that,
30 touchdowns,
and 2 picks.
He's in the mix.
Definitely. Okay, how about defense? Your defensive MVP through the first 8 games.
I think I would go with Zach Bond.
Same.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement on this.
And again, I don't think there's a ton of candidates. Jordan Davis has been really solid.
Quinyon obviously has played really well.
Quinyon's been really good. But yeah, for me, it's Zach Bond. He's just everywhere. He's all over. He does so many different things. So good against the run, coverage. I think he's got 3 sacks. It's just playing at a really high level.
Yeah, if there was any thought that his 2024 was a fluke, I mean, he answered that in week 1.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable against the Cowboys, and he's kept it going. Through 8 games, 64 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, 3 sacks, 5 pass breakups, an interception, and a forced fumble. I mean, just like big impact plays every single week.
And it's the non-splash plays, the tackle for a 1-yard gain or running a guy out of bounds for a 2-yard gain. I mean, he just makes those all the time. so good. And it's great to see him out there with Nakobe again.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, he's playing both positions in the defense at times.
Right.
And having Nakobe, I think, does free him up to just be a playmaker a little bit more. So that also has to be part of the calculus when you're figuring out how to split up those snaps going
Right.
forward. I think having Nakobe on the field unlocks a little bit more of Zach Bond.
I think so.
So, but even when Nakobe wasn't out there and he was out there with the rookie, Jahad Campbell, I thought he was playing excellent football as well. He's so good.
Yeah. It's still a crazy story. I mean, this is a guy who was playing in obscurity, role player, sub packages, special teams. They figured it out. You wonder how many players never get that opportunity who could become that sort of player.
He's like a no doubt all pro.
Yeah.
There's no question. He's so good.
Yeah.
And now with Fred Warner's injury, which was tough to see, like it's Zach Bond. He's the best linebacker in football
Wow.
right now.
That's a heck of a statement, but you're probably right.
Yeah. Okay. The biggest pleasant surprise from the first half of the season.
Biggest pleasant surprise from the first half of the season. I would go with, who do you have? I'm going to think about this for a second.
I didn't pick a player here. I went with the red zone creativity.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because even when the rest of the offense was sputtering and just completely inept, they were incredible in the red zone. They have the number one red zone offense in the NFL. And I think if you hadn't watched the games and you heard that, you'd go, oh, it was the tush push. And that helps, but it's not just the tush push. They've been so creative down there in the tight area. They're 17 for 20, 85%, number one red zone offense in the NFL. And it was the one thing they could rely on when the offense was just struggling so much.
Yeah, it's true. And enjoy the tush push while you can, because it's not going to be around. I think I'll go with Goddard in the red zone specifically. This is a guy who's never been a touchdown guy. I even wrote a story. I talked to him last summer about, like, you're really good inside the 20s, but you haven't gotten the touchdowns. He was just like, I don't know why. They just haven't targeted me. We have really good players who get the ball in the end zone, which they do. But 7 touchdowns this year, already a career high by 2. Believe the 4th most ever already through 8 games by an Eagles tight end. I think Pete Retzlaff had 10 in 1965. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Selleck had 8 one year, and Ertz had 8 2 years, maybe in 17 and 18. And he's got 7 in half a season. A guy I didn't even think would be back here. He missed the 1 game. So 7 touchdowns in 7 games. That's pretty wild. And they, like you said, they've been very creative. They found new ways to get him the ball. And I think we've talked about this. Like, I've always thought he should be a red zone weapon. He's got all the tools, the hands, the toughness, the size. Jalen really trusts him. And we're seeing it come to fruition. I give Kevin Patullo credit for that.
Yeah. And Nick just refuses to tell us who came up with some of the red zone designs, but
competitive advantage.
There is a chance that, his new thing is, what does he say? Contribution over credit. So he doesn't want to tell us who's coming up with it. But normally, like, that's one of the areas, you divvy it up. Say, hey, you handle red zone, you handle backed up, you handle this, you handle, like, a lot of that is segmented normally for a coaching staff. So my guess is that there is someone who's been tasked with coming up with red zone designs, and they're doing a heck of a job.
They are. Yeah.
Biggest disappointment?
I'd say O-line. I'd say interior O-line.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some of that's injury related. But, if you're out there, I don't think Landon played particularly well until I think he was obviously a lot better on Sunday, but until he got that time off. Cam has not been Cam. He didn't play Sunday. We don't know when he'll be back. You hope he's back for Green Bay. Tyler Steen's been okay. I think he's been all right. The run blocking hasn't been up to Mekhi Becton's level, which is not surprising. But I would say the interior of the O-line just haven't, we're just used to seeing elite level play, and we haven't gotten that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And when we talk about the run game and Saquon, like, there were bigger holes last year, more consistently. We saw that in week 8. It was good to see it again because that's what they were doing week in and week out last year.
Yeah, and that's why I've been saying all along, and I think you agreed, that Saquon's no different. I mean, he's the same guy. Yeah. It's not like, And he talked about this last week. He's like, that my production this year has nothing to do with 400 and whatever touches last year. He's like, that's not what it is. I don't buy that narrative. And he was right.
Yeah. If anything, I think you can, in hindsight, say maybe it had more of an effect on the offensive line than it did Saquon.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Who made that? Was that Chris Long who came up with that?
Yeah, the attrition of the offensive line.
Yeah, it's a fair point. You know what's crazy is Saquon, he raised his average from 3.3 to 4.1 in that one game. So, like, you look at his numbers now, he's got 500 yards.
Yeah, he's top 10 in the league, right, in rushing now?
He is.
Yeah.
I think he's eighth maybe. He's averaging over 7 yards a carry in the first quarter. 65-yarder will help. But he was fifth in the league before that one in the first quarter. Then he's averaging 3.3 the rest of the game. He had his 5 longest runs of the year on Sunday. It's nuts.
That's
but
unbelievable.
And, yeah, so.
Tank Bigsby now has 10 attempts this year. 6 of them would be classified as explosives by the Eagles.
Yeah, I looked this up. He's like 218th in the league in carries, but he's like 44th in 10-yard runs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had fun with my stats. I did 2 stats pieces this week. I did Jalen one and a general one, which focused on Tank Bigsby and Saquon in the running game. It was fun to do.
Mm-hmm. My biggest disappointment, I went back and forth between 2 things here, and I think I'm going to go with just all the A.J. Brown drama. It's disappointing because, I don't think it's all going to end this year. I think he's going to be here through the trade deadline.
Yeah.
But the more this happens, the longer the more I start to think he's not going to be here for the rest of his career, and that's just a shame.
Yeah.
Like it's a shame that it's like clouding this season already. It's a shame that the Eagles win a big game on Sunday and the trade deadline's coming, and the first thought is like, well, what's going to happen with A.J. Brown? Like, it shouldn't be that way, and it's a shame that it's gotten to this point.
Yeah, I think that's it. What was the other one you were considering?
Zadarius Smith.
Fair. It's really unfortunate, and I really like AJ, and he's a fun guy to be around. I don't really know what he's looking for. Like, if he wants to be somewhere else, where are you going to find a better situation where you have a chance to win a Super Bowl every year? You've got an MVP candidate quarterback. He's had 2 1,400-yard seasons, and yeah, the first couple months didn't go the way anybody wanted. But like, where are you going to find a better situation? Maybe he just wants to be on a team where there's no good number 2 and he can pile his stats up. I just don't know. I don't know what he's after. The social media stuff is tiresome. It's like every time he tweets, it's like everyone's trying to figure out what he means, and then everyone runs to his locker. What did you mean by this? He's like, oh, that was misconstrued. It's like, God, every week. I'm just tired of it.
And he's so good that you put up with everything.
Yeah.
And he's not even like a diva in the traditional sense.
No.
He's not T.O.
No.
I think for a lot of his career, he has been misunderstood, but he also knows that these are unforced errors. And he talked about that earlier in the year when the first social media, like it was the first, he knew he did it to himself, and he keeps doing it to himself. And maybe maybe he thrives under this, and maybe we saw it last year. The Eagles pulled through and they won the Super Bowl. So maybe none of this matters, but I don't know. It's just been, I think it's disappointing is the right word for it all.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Okay. How about the play of the year so far?
Tank Bigsby, 2nd and 26.
Yeah?
He goes for 29 yards. Yeah, that's my play of the year.
Wow, that's surprising to me.
Yeah, and there's been some great ones.
Why that one?
I guess just because it was so unlikely. It was Tank Bigsby. It was 2nd and 26. It was their second longest conversion, other than like there's been some like 3rd and really longs, like 31, where there's like a personal foul or like a DPI. I don't know. But as far as converting with a play, it's the second longest since 4th and 26. And the other was Sam Bradford to Nelly in Chip's last win as an Eagles head coach. So it was just so unlikely and so out of the blue. But I mean, like Jalen's 79-yarder to Devontae was spectacular. It was just a work of art.
Yeah, and that's my play of the year so far. That was, I mean, it was dagger-esque. It was still a relatively tight game at that point. After losing 2 straight, Devontae lobbies for the play. Kevin Patullo.
And it was Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah, who was in a really tough spot there.
Yeah.
But like the fact that Devontae saw them dropping the safety or moving up the safety, relayed that, got the offensive line on board.
Yeah.
Went to Kevin Patullo. Patullo said, yeah, all right, let's run it. It's an under center play action, which they acted like was something you'd be thrown in jail for in the first 6 weeks of the season. And for that to be the big play in kind of a must-win situation,
Sure.
To me, that's clearly play of the year. You could also say the 65-yard run to start the Giants game, but I'm going with a 79-yarder to Devontae.
Yeah, that was number 2 for me. I mean, look, it was an incredible play. It's number 1 in a lot of ways, but there's something about Tank Bigsby converting a 2nd and 26 that
I get that.
I just love that.
And on defense, you could argue the Jalix Hunt pick
56-yard pick six. Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was huge.
Good plays so far this year. I mean, heck, the Jordan Davis.
Yeah,
we should mention that one too as an honorable mention at least. Jordan Davis blocking a field goal, picking it up and rumbling 61 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, saved a win. Yeah, got a win. Yeah, that's
with Jalen Carter and Byron Young collapsing that side, Jacorian Bennett getting a block. A fun little tidbit for you.
Yeah. That's when he got hurt, right, on that play?
No.
Oh, he said it was early.
He was already
That's
hurt.
right.
Yeah, and it was an injury he suffered.
He was already hurt when he made that play.
Yeah. All the guys who contributed to that field goal block got a nice little bottle of wine from Joe Panunzio.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Joe Panunzio, assistant special teams coach.
Yeah. All right. Rookie of the year.
Jihad.
Yeah, it is Jihad, but it's not like they have 2 rookies who are playing a lot right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I just think he's been really solid, and I think he's just going to keep getting better and better. I think the bye week's coming at a good time for him. Like he's played almost a full college season at this point for all the rookies, but he's playing a ton of snaps.
He has been.
And I think it's going to be a big second half for him. I think I think he's playing in a role that's probably, it's a little new to him. And, I think he'll end up being a productive guy when he lines up on the edge. But as a linebacker, I just think he's such a playmaker. He's all over the field, does a lot of things. He's like having Zach Bond in the room with him and, at practice with him is so good for this kid. He's learning so much, and it shows.
What do you think happens to his role in the second half of the year? Because Nakobe being back has really helped the defense. I think it's like we talked about. It's unlocked Zach Bond a little bit. He's brought a physicality, but Jihad Campbell hasn't been great on the edge so far. I think he has that ability.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of been more out of necessity.
And I think when Nolan's back, when BG's playing,
so
if they make a trade for someone, I think you'll see less Jihad Campbell on the field because as much as he's been a really impressive rookie, I think you're just a better defense with Nolan Smith on the edge and Nakobe and Zach Bond linebacker, inside linebacker.
So I think the way it's going to work is we're going to see Nakobe on pretty much all the early downs.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seemed like when they were in nickel in that last game, like Nakobe got more run than Campbell. Now, obviously, a lot of that is because you have him in the edge rusher rotation. Curious to see what it looks like when he doesn't need to be as big a part of the edge rusher rotation. Are they just going to split series? Are they going to go early downs, late downs, nickel and base? Are they going to go I think there's a lot of different ways to break this up, but I think Nakobe isn't going to just play base because they're going to live in nickel most of the time and they need him out there more.
Yeah. No, I think that's true. And it's a good problem to have. It's a problem this franchise hasn't had since probably the 30s. Hey, we got too many linebackers. But I think Nakobe's got to be on the field a significant amount of time. And you're not taking Zach Bond off the field, obviously. You start there, like he's playing.
Jihad Campbell right now, second shortest odds to win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, behind Abdul Carter.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's excellent. He gave Lane some fits.
He did.
In that game. He had one inside move. I was like, oh my gosh, you don't see Lane get beat like that very often.
Yeah.
Drew Makuba, fourth.
Really?
Behind Abdul Carter, Jahad Campbell, and Nick Emanwari.
Oh, interesting. He's going to be a good player. Obviously, the tackling has got to be more consistent.
In general, his play has to be more consistent, but we see the splashes.
Yeah. So that old, I mean, we're always going to be saying as long as he's playing, he's around the ball. Playmaker.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we have this, what is this? Pro Football Hall of Fame hat that you brought in, and we'll play the
I
little
believe
game.
it's the exact same hat that I got you.
I have a black one.
Oh, you have a black one?
Yeah, you got the white one for yourself. All right. Take a break.
We're like Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney.
Sure.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself and shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
We are back on the Eagle Eye Podcast, brought to you by Nissan. We have this baseball cap here in front of me. Inside of it are little pieces of paper with all the numbers of the rostered players on the team right now. We're just going to pick this out, look at a number, talk about that player for a little bit, whatever we have to say about them.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
The hat game.
The hat game. The first number.
Can I guess who the first one will be?
Sure.
Sidney Brown.
In the 20s.
Oh.
26.
Oh, it's
Saquon
close.
Barkley.
He's the first guy you pulled out of the hat? Yeah, I mean, we just talked about him, but I think he's the same player he was last year. He looks just as strong, healthy, physical, tough, fast, and I think we're going to see it in the second half. I thought Sunday, the way the O-line played, that first play, it was like he hasn't had that all year. He's the same guy. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And there were flashes of there were some 3-yard runs this year where you're going, holy cow, that's a great run. He just hasn't been able to break one. I don't think it's really been his fault at all. So I think we're going to – that's fun. 60-yard runs. How many more the rest of the way?
60-yard runs, yeah. I'll say 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Okay.
And then 4 in the postseason. He's now second all-time in 60-yard touchdowns to AP. AP at 15. He's got 12. He's got more as an Eagle than as a Giant, which is hilarious.
That is wild.
I think it's like 8 and 4.
The next one, oh man, I did this before roster news yesterday. Perry Nickerson
really?
just
Seriously?
got released. Yeah.
All right. Well, he'll be back on the practice squad.
I would think so. They released a practice squad player, so
there you go.
I would think Perry's going to take that spot.
Okay. Do we have to talk about him?
No.
Okay.
Next one. Man, we're getting some heavy hitters out of the way. Numero uno.
Oh. It's the best football he's played, I think, lately. Even when he was bad this year, he was still pretty good. Like, he wasn't turning it over. He was completing a high percentage of his passes. Early in the season, I think it was largely – I just don't think he and Kevin Patullo were clicking.
It's fun. I actually thought he started the season playing well.
The Dallas game.
And then there was a lull.
Yeah.
Those 2 losses, he played poorly. I thought he didn't play particularly well, obviously, in Tampa.
Yeah, never does. Although he was good in the first half.
He was good in the second half. It dried up. Obviously.
Yeah. So he's had a couple stretches, but when you look at the body of work, I mean, and again, we just talked about him. I think it's the best football he's played. There haven't been a lot of Eagles quarterbacks that have had a stretch like this, and even going back to last year. I mean, he's got 1 interception in his last 340 pass attempts. I mean, that's crazy.
It's efficient. And the fact that he's still able to hit some deep shots when he does that, it's rare.
Yeah. Rare combination.
Yeah.
Let's try to draw some guys out of the hat we haven't talked about already.
Yeah, I know. Man, Saquon and we've got the 3 heavy hitters already. Saquon, Jalen, and Perry Nickerson.
He's got some Cal Adamitis here or something.
Here we go. Drew Kendall.
Drew Kendall, a guy I thought we might see, rookie 5th-round pick. Thought we might see him last week. Obviously, the way they lined up the O-line was the correct way, with Landon at left guard and Brett Toth, as Nick calls him, at center. They seem to be high on Kendall. We probably won't see him play until the meaningless final game against Washington.
He got 4 snaps on Sunday.
He did. He did get 4 snaps. But I think, interior depth, I mean, they've got And really, O-line in general, they've got to start thinking about the future a little bit. And
Yeah, one of 3 draft picks. He's the only one on the roster right now.
yeah, I wonder, like, with Landon's injuries, with Cam's injuries, and I'm not sure Cam's are as long-term or as serious, but he is banged up. I just think interior O-line is something they're going to have to think about. And I guess he's in the mix with that process.
Yeah, they like him.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously kept him on the roster knowing he really wasn't going to play this year. So
Yeah.
Someone worth developing. And I think the other 2 tackles they have, I mean, they have them on IR. They're keeping them around. They stashed those 2 guys, so they knew it was going to be a longer term process.
Yeah. And he's number 66, if you're wondering what number Dave picked out of the hat.
Yeah.
Just for those of you scoring at home.
This one is number 48.
Oh, 48. I just had a feeling you were going to pick him.
It's Patrick Johnson.
Patrick Johnson, and I would guess they might have to figure something out when they get a roster spot for BG and when Nolan Smith comes off IR, and if they add another edge.
They basically need 2 more spots.
Yeah.
But if they don't add anyone, they need a spot for Nolan. They need a spot for Ja'Cory Bennett.
He's still tied for second among edge rushers with 1 sack, tied for first among edge rushers who are still actively playing football. Hey, look, he's a great kid. He's a great story. 7th round pick who's bounced around. Now, what year was he drafted? 21.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Out
had
of Tulane.
nice careers with the Giants last year. Got a ring. Played 1 game as an Eagle. None in the continental United States. But I would think he might be the odd man out when everybody's healthy.
Possible. Yeah, I think that's
Good special teamer though. So, yeah.
Yeah, you always have to weigh that.
Yeah.
Next one.
And they started with 7, so we'll see.
It's funny you just said the number.
7?
Keeley.
He played well Sunday, and that
He did.
You know, I said that in the post-game show. It's like Keeley really played well.
It was the hair.
They didn't go after him. Dave thinks it's the hair. He cut his hair off.
It worked for Sirianni last year. Maybe it worked for Keeley Ringo this year.
Keeley can turn and see better.
Yeah.
Imagine if that ended up being.
It saved his career.
Yeah. Who was the quarterback who's saved his career when he realized he was like colorblind and he was like thrown to the wrong team because he. I think Vinny. It might have been Vinny, but yeah, I'm. The whole cornerback thing is so interesting to me because, like, everybody's been benched at some point. Vic's looking for the right combination to be out there with Quignon. He likes Keeley. He likes Keeley's potential, but Keeley's just been so inconsistent. And
Vinny Testaverde.
It was Vinny, yeah. We just talked about Vinny because Eric Allen picked him off in his first NFL game, which was my first NFL game. It's a beat guy. 41-14 in Tampa, opening day 88. I think Vic likes Keeley. I think Vic wants it to work with Keeley. And maybe the way he played Sunday, maybe he'll get his job back.
Yeah, he played well. So maybe he gets another chance. I was surprised they didn't throw at him.
Yeah, he had 4 targets, I think.
Yeah, the first time they played each other, he got mossed by Lil Jordan Humphrey on the right side of the field.
I think, and I like Jackson Dart. I think he's going to be a good player if he can stay healthy, but they pressured him so much. I don't think he was looking down the field a whole lot.
Well, early in that game, though, he was.
Early in the game, he was.
Yeah, he had some time early in the game, and I thought the coverage held up for the rush to get there. Later in the game, I thought they were able to get good pressure, and it works together.
They got into known pass a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they only targeted Keeley 4 times. I think there was 1 completion for like 6 yards or something like that. So we'll see what happens next.
Yeah.
I haven't given up on him, but it's been an up and down year.
Dos.
I don't know Spanish. Is that Dotson?
That's John Dotson.
Weird. He's like, there's only 3 players that have more 40-yard catches than him in the league. Like, he's got more 40-yard catches than CeeDee Lamb and, you know, all these like really good players. But I think overall disappointing. 2 big plays. Gave up a 3rd-round pick for him. But then again, the 3rd receiver's not gonna get a ton of targets. But with AJ out, I guess I expected a little more. But it was all Devontae Sunday. I don't know. It's hard to be disappointed in him, but I just expected a little more.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the disappointment is tied to expectation, so it really matters.
Yeah.
what you expected from Jahan Dotson. I thought maybe he'd be a little bigger part of the offense than he is, but not a ton, honestly, because we know the way they operate. I thought it was good to see Jalen just throw the ball up to him and let him make a play. That was a heck of a play.
It was a fun play.
So, if you're going to be that third guy, you have to be able to make the most of limited opportunities. He seems to do that. There were a few times earlier in the year where I was, it's not a great play from him. You didn't love what you saw on tape. There was the scramble drill against Denver where he basically tried to run a double move, and Jalen was like, buddy, you got to run one way and let me throw the ball to you. I didn't have huge expectations.
There was one down the left sideline that would have been a big play. You didn't get his second foot in, which...
That was Denver, too.
Yeah, you'd like to see him maybe do that. But, when you give up a 3, and I think they got something back like a 7 maybe. You gave up a 3, you just expect a little more, especially last year. And we started to see it at the end of the year. He almost had a Super Bowl touchdown.
Yeah.
He did for a few seconds. It was reversed, and they did score. But I wouldn't be surprised if he has some big catches down the stretch, but I just don't think we're going to see volume from him.
95, Ty Robinson. Rookie 4th-round pick out of Nebraska.
Thought he might play a little more. Has gotten in the mix. I guess, was it the Minnesota? What he played?
It was the first Giants game. He played 19 snaps.
Yeah. Just haven't seen much.
Yeah, I thought he got pushed around in the run game. So did everyone in that game, so maybe take it with a grain of salt. He did have a batted pass at the line, which was a big play because that's what he did at Nebraska. I thought he'd play a little bit more. 24-year-old rookie at that position. You think, okay, he's probably going to play.
Yeah.
But they have good defensive tackle play right now. They have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ojima, and even Byron Young has given them good snaps. So he's just buried on the depth chart.
Yeah. 3 different interior linemen had sacks Sunday. It was only the 5th time that's happened since sacks became an official stat in 82 for the Eagles. So, it's just going to be tough to get reps. But like you said, when you're 24, like it's not a guy you want to develop over years. I mean,
but I mean, I think it has less to do with him and more to do with the depth there.
I think it's a little both. I mean, because he's not close to, like, from the little bit we've seen, he's not close to deserving snaps.
Okay, at least not over the guys they have.
Right.
Next one, we know this number 54, Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah, he's hurt right now.
He played.
Yeah, but he's banged up.
Ankle.
Yeah. Good special teamer. I think he's a really good. He's one of their better special teamers. I've been curious to see what he could do if he played linebacker. Might be a little limited because of his size, but the player we saw in training camp in the preseason was really active and just really hung in there and made plays.
He got more first team reps than anyone at linebacker in the summer.
He did. That's because Bond was hurt, and Kobe obviously was hurt. But he's a good guy to have around. I wouldn't be terrified if he had to play linebacker for a game or two. I think he'd be fine.
I do too. And he's after those 3, he's the next guy in.
Yeah.
He's ahead of Smile Mondon, the rookie. He actually leads the team in special team snaps right now.
Does he? Yeah. Yeah, good special teamer.
Yeah.
And accepts his role, understands his role. Yeah. A lot quieter than his dad.
Next. A 51. I couldn't read my writing. 51. Cam Jurgens.
I don't think Cam's played as well as last year. I don't know how much of that's injury related. Pro Bowl center last year. I don't really worry about him. I think he'll be all right, but it's a little concerning. Didn't play, obviously, against the Giants. I would think he'd be out there for the Packers. We don't really know the extent of his injury. We don't.
You hope so.
Yeah. Didn't see him in a locker room.
He wasn't at practice.
Hasn't been at practice. Did you see him at the game? Was he on the sideline?
Didn't see him.
Yeah. So it's concerning because if a guy's got a knee, if they're concerned about a guy being able to get out of trouble.
It doesn't mean he wasn't there.
Doesn't mean he wasn't there.
It's tough to. Everyone had hoodies on.
Yeah.
And they were all the same Kelly Green hoodie. It was because I was like trying to find AJ for a while, and I finally found him.
He was there.
It's tough to
AJ
do.
was
that.
there tweeting. But yeah, I think as long as he's healthy, he's a really good center.
Good one next. Devontae Smith.
It's been incredible. And, it's a real study in contrast the way he handled. Look, he and AJ both got off to slow starts. And Devontae, it's not like he was happy about it, not getting targeted, not getting the ball. But, how do you handle it? And he wasn't a problem, and he just kept working. I'm just such a big fan of Devontae Smith. His toughness, his production, his consistency, never misses a snap. I wrote a fun story about Devontae that's on our site now about how when he was a kid, he would repeatedly run into a wall in his house. He said, I used to tackle myself. I was like, how do you tackle yourself? I just run over the wall. It's like, what did your mom say? Oh, I'd wait till she left the house. I can see him doing that. And I love the way he plays the game. He tracks the deep ball so well. He and Jalen go back. Gosh, I think they were together 2 years at Bama, and they've been here since 21, and they have a great connection. He's missed them a couple times this year, but man, their connection on the deep ball, it's kind of like Deshaun, like what we used to see with Deshaun and Donovan and Vic, Michael Vick, not Vic Fangio. I'm just a big Devontae fan.
He might be the best route runner I've ever covered. And I might take the might out of that. His route running is unbelievable. He runs every route exceptionally well.
Yeah.
He's so much fun to watch. He's caught 80% of the passes that he's been targeted on this year.
That's an insane number for a wide receiver.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like a tight end or running back number.
It is unbelievable. 44 catches on 55 targets, 588 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Yeah, he's having the best season of his career right now.
Yeah, and we were looking at the top receivers in the NFL. Like 8 of the top 9 are from the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tough for him to make his first Pro Bowl. But again, if you're playing for a team that's like in the 1, 2, or in the 1 or 2 seed mix, and I think they will be. I think it kind of looks like the Lions and the Packers and the Eagles, the 2 teams that they're about to play. Tough schedule, man. But if Devontae can get in that 1,300-yard range, hasn't caught a lot of touchdowns. He got 2.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be in that mix. I'd love to see him make his first Pro Bowl. I look at him as that kind of player.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Smile Mondon Jr.
Yeah, I just haven't seen much of him.
He's playing a lot on special teams.
He seems okay on special teams.
Yeah.
A couple penalties.
Yeah, honestly, hasn't probably had the impact on the teams we'd expect. He was so good. He's supposed to be like a special teams ace.
Yeah.
He's playing a lot. Hasn't made a bunch of tackles or anything.
What was his penalty Sunday? Was it like he made a tackle after running out of bounds or something? But yeah, late pick. Hasn't been awful.
No, if you get snaps from that guy,
yeah,
it's worth it. Reed Blankenship.
I think Reed's been okay. The thing about Reed is I think he's been physical. I think he's been solid, but we haven't seen the big plays. And he's usually good for 3 or 4 picks a year. Doesn't have any.
Yeah, he was like their closer for part of the year last season.
Yeah, those diving, they all look the same, but they come in bunches. I don't think he's been bad. I don't think he's played as well as we've seen him play in the past.
I agree with that. I think he's been under the level he played last year, and it makes you wonder why he doesn't have a contract.
Yeah.
And maybe he wants more than they're willing to give him. That's normally the way that goes.
I think that's fair to assume. It might not be fair to assume that, but look, you got a starter who's not signed, who I don't think shouldn't be a big number. Significant number, but not a huge number. And the only thing that logically makes sense is he wants more than his value. He values himself more than they do. So I think he's a good, solid player. I still think that Sidney, if he could stay away from the penalties and the late hits.
Did you see his play? It's gone a little viral. On the kickoff, he flying knees somebody.
Yeah.
What the heck is he doing?
Yeah, and I mean, you like that about him, but as far as playing a guy full-time at safety, when he's getting like 4 personal fouls a game, just can't do it. So, Reed's not going to have that. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with the position moving forward, because Reed's been a solid starter, for 4 years now. So we'll see what happens. I guess 3.
Yeah, they put a C on his chest this year.
Yeah.
Makes it a little tougher.
Yeah. But I think if I had to guess, I would think he might not be here.
Good one next, Jordan Davis.
It's been great. And I think, he had a really nice sack the other day. I think Dart just kind of ran into him and he was there and he just demolished him. Yeah. I just think we're seeing a guy who is, and like, he's not a guy that's going to make a ton of splash plays, just the nature of his, his position. But I just think he's been really solid.
Yeah. Early in the year, he was playing at like an all-world level.
Yeah.
He'd come down a little bit from that, but he's still playing really well. Their decision to pick up the 5th-year option looks like a no-brainer.
It's a bargain now.
And in hindsight, it's like, yeah, of course they had to do that. At the time, it was like a legit question whether it was a wise allocation of resources, but you give him credit for putting himself in the position to make the plays he's made.
Big time. And his snap counts, his snap counts are up like 45% over last year. And that's the most important thing, is just, what's he at? Like, is he close to 70%? Do you have that in front of you? Like, he's in the, like, he was like 35%.
64%.
Yeah.
So last year in 17 games, he had played 388 snaps. He's at 333.
Yeah. So I think he'll catch that number. I think he played more the year before, but playing close to, he's playing 2/3 of the snaps for all intensive purposes. I love that. I had a guy write that in a story at our old newspaper. Names, I will not say names, but he's been really solid. I don't know how do you determine his value. He's not like a Jalen Carter who's going to get a bunch of sacks, and he's got more than him now, but in the long run, Jalen Carter's just a better player, a little different position. But if Jalen Carter gets 35 to 40 million, what do you pay Jordan Davis?
Yeah, I don't know.
Be interesting.
Might be tough to pay them both.
It might be.
Another defensive tackle, Byron Young.
I like a little Byron Young. I think they're using him well. He's not getting a ton of snaps, but he shows up. I think he doesn't hurt them when he's out there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Playing well in special teams too. Give him credit. He really helped collapse that side of the line on the field goal block.
Oh, yeah. He did.
Deserves credit for that.
Yeah. We didn't do the whole team?
No, we're not going to have time. Azeez Ojulari.
He had just started to make some plays, and he got hurt. He was inactive at first. I thought he looked okay when he played. Yeah,
he was someone who didn't play for the first 4 weeks, gets on the field, made some plays right away. His first play was a tackle for loss.
It was. I don't know how long he'll be out. I think Josh Uche's played better. He's shown up a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how. I think that whole position is going to be interesting once we get back from the bye. Nolan Smith will be active. BG will be active. Be interesting to see how the reps line up.
Jake Elliott
hasn't really had a ton of opportunities. It was disappointing to see him miss a 42-yarder. Just missed it. I still trust him on a big kick. I was surprised he missed a 58. There was some weird stuff going on with a whistle.
I think it was after the ball was kicked, though.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Yeah. You hate to say you're disappointed you missed a 58, but that's like a kick that guys are making over 50% now.
So his 2 misses are in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, a miss in each of the last 2 games. Still trust him with a big kick. He's been so good in the postseason.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be fine.
Darius Cooper.
Well, I really liked what I saw in the summer. I was hoping he might get a couple targets. I think he got the 1 target Sunday,
which didn't technically count as a target.
That's right,
because he got DPI.
It was a penalty. But I think he's got a chance to be a backup receiver on his team.
Yeah, I think he has starter potential, down the line potential.
When they trade AJ.
No, I just mean down the line. I think he could develop into a starter in this league.
Really? That's high praise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's right away, but I think he has that potential.
Undrafted guy.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Drew Makuba. We kind of talked about him a little bit.
Yeah, really. It's been consistency's been the issue, but man, he makes plays, and I think he's gonna be a good player. So
I'm with you. He just has to be more consistent.
You kind of live with the mistakes
for now, at least. Yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's played 8 games,
and you trust that they're gonna get cleaned up.
Yeah.
Cam Latu.
I think he's a really good special teamer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
up there in special teams tackles, brings something to that unit. And like when he's gotten his opportunities as a fullback, he's looked pretty good too.
Physical guy, big dude.
Tyler Steen.
I guess about what we expected.
He's been fine.
He kind of claimed that job at the start of camp and never relinquished it. I still don't think Nick's admitted he won the job. Nick won't acknowledge that, but yeah, and I think, I don't know if he's a long-term solution, but I think he's been fine.
I don't know if this is 18 or 81, but do you have anything to say about John Mechie or Grant Calcaterra?
I don't have much to say about either one.
Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really funny.
This one is 18 or 81.
Did you really? You got it?
Yeah, I really did pull that one next. That's wild. Matt Pryor.
Disappointment. He just hasn't played well when he's gotten opportunities. I guess he didn't really play enough at guard to really.
Yeah.
But.
And they misused him at tackle. They miscast him.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cooper DeJean.
I think Cooper's been really, really good. And again, doesn't have the splash plays. Still doesn't have a regular season interception, which is mind-blowing.
Great knifing tackle for loss against the Giants.
Yeah, he just, he never does the wrong thing.
So physical.
Yeah.
Just so physical. So rare to have a nickel corner with that physicality. It really changes the entire demeanor of this football team.
I agree.
You think about nickel corners being like little squirrely guys.
Yeah.
He is not.
No. And you can see why Vic doesn't want to move him outside at full time.
But he's been good outside too.
He has. I mean, he can do anything.
I think there was some question about how well he'd play outside. He's been great outside.
Yeah. He can do anything. He can play safety. But he's such a good slot, and teams, I mean, he plays so much slot that, like, what do you know his percentage offhand of outside and inside?
I don't know offhand. No.
Yeah, I just think he's so suited for that,
mm-hmm.
and that's huge.
Cal and Dominus.
Oh, he's been unbelievable.
Haven't noticed him yet, so that's a good thing for the long.
You noticed
snapper.
him like pregame.
Good hair, good flow.
He's got the hair.
Yeah.
We're losing, Parry Nickerson with the hair is gone. Keeley cut his hair, so
we need someone to step
up
there.
Like, yeah, run low on hair guys.
Rapid fire. Kylan Granson.
Can't block.
Good special team.
Good special team, but very good special team.
Man, AJ Brown. I think we talked about AJ enough.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah.
But let me tweet my answer to that.
But I think he's going to be on this football team the second half of the year, and I think he has a chance for a big second half. He is their best player.
I love how you said that really fast so we can get on to the next guy.
Yeah. Jacorian Bennett.
Yeah, I guess we'll see him. And again, with Keeley playing better Sunday, I don't know. I don't know what's next for Jacorian. I don't know if he gets some reps with the ones. We'll see. I still want to see him, but I was encouraged by Keeley, the way Keeley plays.
Same. Quinyon Mitchell.
It's been as billed. Just been that good.
He's been fantastic. Yeah. Jordan Mailata.
It's been, for the most part, like you see a play here and a play there. I know he's really down on himself after the first Giants game, but I'll still take him at left tackle any day.
I think he's been really good.
Yeah.
AJ Dillon.
Well, he lost that number 2 running back job to Tank Bigsby, but when you're up against an all-timer, it's going to happen.
I think AJ Dillon might not make it to the Monday night game.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, they need roster spots.
That's his former team.
Yeah. It's a shame for him. Xavier Gibson.
Yeah, I like a little Xavier Gibson.
Upgrade.
I think it was a little long time coming to get him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter's another one who I think we're going to see a big second half as he keeps kind of getting in his shape and stops spitting on guys.
I'm glad we got to this one. Moro Ojima.
He's been great.
4 sacks. There was a big question, how do they replace Milton Williams' production? Morrow's been great, and his teammates knew this was coming.
Yeah, and he's not going to give you what Milton did against the run, just with his stature, but he's a high effort guy. That's the most sacks by a guy that the Eagles drafted in the 7th round or later since Clyde Simmons.
Wow.
1993, his last year with more than 4.
Heck of a draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He never played again. He'd be a heck of a draft pick. 7th rounder.
Yeah. Howie's done really well. I mean, look, if you hit on 10% of your guys in that, in the 6th and 7th rounds, you've done a good job.
I just have a few left in my hand here.
Okay.
Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, another guy we just talked about, but the red zone production's been, he's second. He leads all tight ends now in touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 5 years, the only tight end with more touchdowns in a 6-game span is Kelsey. I think it's just Kelsey.
Okay. Sam Howell.
He's been unbelievable.
Landon Dickerson.
Healthy Landon Dickerson's one hell of a guard.
Yeah, if maybe this bye week will help him get to that.
I'm sure it will.
He probably needs to bye just about as badly as anyone.
That's fair. Maybe us.
Last one. Let's save some of these for our next pod.
Okay.
Because I want to get to this guy, but we'll do it on Thursday.
Okay, but you're not going to tell me who it is?
No, we'll leave that as a tease for the.
There's only like 9 guys left.
No, we have a decent amount here. All right.
Must be Mac McWilliams.
If you enjoy the Eagle Eye Podcast, please do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your pods. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the like button, subscribe there as well. Reuben, any final thoughts?
No. Well, I was going to say enjoy the bye week, but we have another pod, so I won't say that yet.
All right. For Reuben Frank, I'm Dave Zangaro. This has been Eagle Eye presented by Nissan. We'll talk to you soon.